What's going on, everybody? American Football Network here with another video today. And today we're bringing you guys our Week 7 college football betting locks, episode 2 of Linc's Locks. But before we get started, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment those thoughts and opinions down below. Help me reach that goal of 8,000 subscribers by the end of October. Check out the description for links to our shop, podcast, website, Patreon page, and our college football roundup channel. But let's go ahead and jump in to today's video. Also, just a quick reminder that this episode is brought to you by Parlay Play. Make sure you guys go check them out. Use the link at the top of the description for a 100% deposit match. They'll also give you $5 of free play that you can turn into $15 and instantly withdraw into your bank account. Check them out. It's as simple as choosing more or less on your favorite player stats for all the games. So check out Parlay Play. Again, the link is at the top of the description, and you guys will thank me later. So let's go ahead and jump in with today's video. So starting out 8 p.m. on Friday, we have our first lock. We're going to go Maryland minus 11 or 10.5. As you see here on the screen, ESPN Bet has 10.5. I use BetUS. That's where I get my numbers from. I got Maryland minus 11 in this game. They come in. I'm going to throw a bunch of numbers at you. Then I'm going to explain all of them. Maryland is giving up 21.8 points a game, 53rd in the country. They're averaging 33.4 points a game. It's 36th in the country. That right there is a 12-point margin. Northwestern ranks 119th with just 18.6 points a game. Maryland ranks 8th in the country with only 3 turnovers lost. I believe 2 interceptions and a fumble. Northwestern is 44th, allowing 20.8 points per game. And then Maryland is 4th in the country in turnovers gained. They've gained 4. They've taken the ball away 14 times in 5 games, which is a great number. I mean, that's almost 3 a game, just under it. So when I look here at this game, I look at a few things. All right, well, on average, Maryland's winning the game by 12 points. Northwestern offensively sucks. Maryland is good at taking the ball away, but also holding on to the ball and not giving it away. When I put all that together, I put it in, it's at Maryland. Maryland looks good these last few games. Northwestern, not so much. I think Maryland covers the 11-point spread pretty easily here. I think they win this game by about 14. Over under at 45.5. I wouldn't mess with that for this one. But I think Maryland wins this game by 11. I just don't see a lot of offense coming out of Northwestern. Maryland's defense is pretty good as well. Their offense is definitely a lot better, and I don't think that Northwestern defense is very good. I know they're 44th, only allowing 20 points a game, but when I look at that, they haven't really played anybody with an explosive offense yet. Now, Maryland, don't get me wrong, they're not some high-flying, just fast all over the field type of offense, but they're an offense who can definitely go, put up 40 points in a game, and I think that's what they could do in this one. I see this game finishing somewhere like 35-17 in favor of Maryland. I think they cover that 11-point spread here pretty even 28-17 in the cover. I think that Maryland can cover the spread. I just don't see a lot of hope for Northwestern offensively in this game, and I think Maryland's going to force a turnover or two in this one as well. Now, we go to the ACC for our last 4 picks. Right here, 12 o'clock on ESPN, Clemson at Wake Forest. For this one, you see on ESPN, the over-under set is 61.5. On BetUS, it's a 62. I have the under. Clemson comes in, they're averaging a little less than 40 points a game. I think it's like 39.8, 39.7, something like that, but a little bit less than 40 a game. And 40 a game is about what I see them score, and I think 45, 42 is about what they're going to score. On the flip hand, I don't see Wake Forest score more than 10 in this game. I just don't. I don't think Wake Forest scores more than 10. I mean, Ole Miss held them to basically 0. They might have even actually been 0. I think the Wake Forest got 6 in that game. And Clemson's defense is definitely better than the Ole Miss defense. So when you look, I think that Clemson is going to win this game by a big margin. probably cover the spread, although that one is a lot of points. That's a lot of points. But I think the over under. I think Clemson's going to get comfortable for 40. I don't see them putting up 50 in this game. I just don't see Clemson scoring 50 in this game. I just don't think that's what they're going to do. I mean, they've been a team all year. They like to get out to a nice, comfortable lead in the first half and then cruise through the second half. And I think that's what they're going to do here. I don't really see this one being much of a threat to the Tigers as they come in ranked 10th in the country, bounce back really nicely from that Georgia game. But when you look, I don't see a world in which they score more than 62 points in this game, where the teams combine for it. I just don't see that. So I have the under 62 in the Clemson-Wake Forest game. Now, sticking with the ACC, we got two games in the 3:30 spot. We got Cal going on the road to Pitt, and I've Pitt covering the 3.5 spread here. When you look at Cal, they lost a heartbreaker to Miami last week. They're not a team who generally plays great away from home. They definitely perform a lot better at home. Well, now not only are they having to go on the road, but they're having to go across the entire country to get to Pittsburgh. In the way Pittsburgh's played, I mean, who would have thought Pittsburgh would be undefeated, ranked 22nd in the country? Literally nobody. But here we are. Here they are. And they look like a great team. I mean, one of the top passing offenses in the country. They're putting points up on the board like it's nobody's business. I think that they come in. I think at worst case scenario, Pitt wins this game by a touchdown. So I think that they easily cover this spread of the spread of 3.5. I just think they've easily got that one. Don't see them being pressured very much. I think I think that's going to be an pretty easy cover for the Pitt Panthers in that one. Now, moving on, we have Virginia and Louisville. This is going to be another going 3:30 game. Louisville favored by 7.5 in this one. I have Virginia plus the 7.5. I think at worst they lose by 7. You look at this Virginia team. This is a team who came from behind last week against a team. Honestly, I would say is better than Louisville and Boston College. What's Louisville's best win? Georgia Tech at home, in which they scored a touchdown on a blocked punt and a pick six. I think Louisville's being very, very oversold right now, and I don't believe in them. I don't think that they can cover this 7.5 spread. I think Virginia covers that. Even if it's something like a backdoor cover, could potentially end up being that. But I think Virginia covers. I think Virginia might even win the football game. I mean, they're looking pretty good. Tony Elliott has a pretty solid squad in Virginia, and what a game that would be if they win this one. They'd be 5-1. Coming to Clemson, Tony Elliott coming back to Clemson for the first time to play the Tigers at 5-1. That would be a pretty interesting game. But I think Virginia beats Louisville, or not beats Louisville, but covers the spread. And I think they have the chance to beat Louisville in this game at home, as Louisville's one of those teams like Cal who plays a lot better at home than they do on the road. That loss last week to SMU is just the third loss in 3 years that Louisville has had at home. Now, moving on to our final lock of the week. This is going to be the night game on ACC Network. Syracuse at NC State. Syracuse favored 3.5, 4. I got 4. ESPN bet has 3.5. But I have Syracuse covering this. I mean, they're going on the road. NC State has looked horrible all season long. Grayson McCall is out. The Syracuse offense is on fire. I think at worst case scenario, Syracuse wins this game by a touchdown. I just don't see a lot of life from the Wolfpack and NC State. Like I said, McCall, the starting quarterback, is going to be out. Things just do not look good for this team. I'm not a fan. I'm not a believer in them. I'm just not. I don't believe in this NC State team. I think Syracuse is looking good right now. Like I said, the offense is on fire. I think they easily cover that 3.5, 4-point margin. So make sure you guys go get those picks in. Again, we got Maryland minus 11 versus Northwestern, Pitt covering 3.5 versus Cal, Syracuse covering 4 against NC State. Virginia plus the 7.5 against Louisville, and Clemson Wake Forest under 62. So those are the Links locks for the week. Now, I do have one more I'm going to give you right here. This is a bit of a free one. One I wouldn't quite consider a lock, but one I would be potentially interested in playing is at South Carolina at Alabama, taking South Carolina plus the 21.5. I mean, we saw what Vanderbilt did to the Tide last week. I think South Carolina can be able to run the football on them if Rocket Sanders is healthy. So that's one I potentially look at. Wouldn't necessarily play it, but I would definitely look at that one and see what I thought of it. But yep, so that's going to wrap up today's video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment those thoughts and opinions down below. We appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you